Big LEZ'S League, an all rugby league experience.
Hello, welcome back to Big LEZ'S League, an all rugby league experience. I'm your host, Big Les. We're going to get stuck in to a little bit of a SuperCoach Round 1 review for Plebs Playbook. Going to be a little bit more consistent now with this SuperCoach content. We said it was going to be probably fortnightly content. I want to get it out every week, and I want to get 2 episodes out a week because I think it's important. It's really cool, the SuperCoach content as well. I love doing it. I love playing SuperCoach. So I thought, you know what, may as well be a lot more consistent with it this year. Last year and years previous, we haven't been, but I definitely want to be a little bit more consistent with it this year. So definitely going to be. Make sure if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. We've got this content. We've obviously got Momentum, which is our new show with Jake Marchetto and Sophie Curtin. Some really exciting stuff coming from Momentum as well over the next 2 weeks. A new show will be premiering through the Momentum channel. So make sure to go ahead and get stuck into that to not miss out. But you've got Momentum, you've got the SuperCoach content, you've got rugby league content, all different concepts, special guests, all that sort of stuff. So make sure to not miss out. Go ahead and subscribe. We just hit 1,000 subscribers as well. So make sure to join the ride. Let's get stuck in. So big week for SuperCoach this week. I think there was a lot of big scores as well across the board for SuperCoach. A lot of people who got certain loopholes and whatnot, getting those 1,500 scores. I'm pretty happy with how we went this week, 1,472 for round 1. There were definitely some pretty interesting takeaways from this round for me, SuperCoach-wise. But look, very happy with the score. We've got 66k left. No massive must-trades in this lineup either. Some guys that didn't necessarily have the best performances still getting some decent-ish scores. But definitely some guys over the next 2 to 3 weeks that we're going to be looking out for. So let's get stuck into those. Some guys to look at here, obviously. The first one that stands out to me is Walsh. 34 points in the game against the Penrith Panthers, where they were dominated 26-0. The scoreline in that one, a lot of people took Walsh because of that Suncorp draw and the fact that he'll probably go well to start the year. You know, World Club Challenge, obviously going into this game, hasn't been the best start for Walsh, but I'm not going to go ahead and trade him yet. I still think there's a really, really good turnaround in store for Walsh over the next couple of weeks, especially with this Suncorp draw, especially if they get a couple of day games in there or some dry contests. I think Walsh will be firing, and I think he's definitely going to want to turn this footy around. I think the fact that they put Ezra Mam to the bench and they started Ben Hunt in that spine didn't really help. It didn't give Walsh the spacing that he likes a little bit in this game, and just some of the choices that the spine in general made on their attacking sets weren't the best. Walsh actually didn't get a lot of ball either, so that obviously attributes to that 34 score. And you know, if they do keep changing that spine again, if Ben Hunt does start at 6 and Ezra Mam is the 14 in this team, then I'm going to be inclined to probably go up to a Tedesco, who I know is going to get some decent scores, or even drop down to a Callum Ponga or a Suafalongo, who went very well in round 1 and look to be going well as well, especially if they can work out those attacking sides and whatnot. I think KP might be a 1 week wonder sort of thing. Maybe in the next couple rounds, Sanders Smith in the 7 jersey or in the 6 jersey as well, depending on how they want to do it over the next couple of weeks. And with the absence of Fletcher Sharp, maybe there is a bit of a drop off from KP, or maybe it was just a beginner's luck at the start of the season and they do drop off over the next couple games. But if KP does get those good scores, he's at a really cheap price. Even a Suafalongo, if this Melbourne Storm excel and they really start the year crash hot, you want to sort of capitalise on those guys. So I could be looking to drop down, free up some cash, and then maybe spend that in some other positions as well, whether that be second row, whether that be in front row and get another front row gun in there, maybe trade a Flegler over to someone else, or a Calhoun over to someone else. That could be the play there for me. But yeah, Walsh is definitely a bit of a watch after round 1. 34 score. Hopefully it isn't the same. I don't want his price to drop off too much where I can't maybe jump up to a Tedesco, which will probably be the plan in the next 2 weeks if Walsh does replicate these 34 scores. Another guy, Jonah Pezzett, we were pretty high on him. I got away from Atkinson, and I don't think Atkinson got good points either for that Vegas game, but we did go for the double expensive play there in the halfback jersey with Hines and Sam Walker. that did pay off. Hines got 131. We skippered him. And then Sam Walker still got 54, so not too bad there for a backup, number 7. But yeah, Jonah Pezzett, 17 points. It's not what you want to see from a starting guy, albeit they did get pumped by a very good Melbourne Storm outfit. So maybe over the next couple of weeks, we do see some better scores from Jonah Pezzett. I do think we will do as well. I think Parramatta will learn a lot from that Melbourne Storm performance. And I think Jonah Pezzett's going to come out of that one all the better for it. So Jonah Pezzett, we're definitely going to stick with for the next couple of weeks. But it is definitely a watch. Another one is Jacob Laban. Now, he's obviously got that starting back row spot at the moment. I do feel if he does have a couple of these performances as well, didn't really have the best game on the weekend, and obviously it ended up coming off for the Kalasima late in the contest. I do think that if he does have a couple of off performances, Leka Halasima, especially if he comes on and has a huge impact, Leka Halasima can take that jersey. And so Jacob Laban, just around the job security, and we were looking at him as that real good cheapie. There's guys like Atavala Lasardi and your Joe Chans, these sort of guys. We've got Joe Chan in here already, but Lasardi or someone like that is going to get those good points at a low price we can sort of jump to as well. We're not going to make any changes going into this week, but Jacob Laban is definitely a bit of a watch for me as well. Cooper Bye, I'd be staying strong with. I feel like he is going to get that 13 jersey at some stage, and he's not even really a placeholder because he is playing first grade week to week, and he is scoring decent-ish points for a guy that you're not going to put in a purple jersey every week. So Cooper Bye, I'm pretty happy to keep there. We did go late for the Reid Marnie Harry Grant play. That paid off extremely well for us. Reid Marnie 52, Harry Grant 94 after a massive performance for the Melbourne Storm. I think that we'll be keeping that as well throughout the season unless there's injuries. Pretty happy with my side. I mean, some standout performances here. Cody Walker, Latrell Mitchell, 113 for Latrell. Cody Walker, 104. We capitalised on that left edge, and it went very well for us. You then had Moses Leo, 95. We were going to go Moses Leo or Sean Russell. Both scored well on the weekend, but Moses Leo was the winner of that battle there. Critter was the one that we sort of got. We were umming and ahhing about it because there were other good guys that you could get if you paid 100K or so more. But Stephen Crichton, 68 points. I'll take that every day of the week. Sedu 2, 62. 62 for Tom Chester. We didn't even play him. 54 for Mahoney from the Gold Coast Titans. So even the guys we didn't play scored well. We've made a little bit of money, or we will be making a little bit of money from these guys who scored over their break-evens. And then we've got Hamasi Makasini that if he continues his trial form as well, he's going to be a really good one for us as well. So this side is definitely going to make quite a bit of money. Even Keanu Kinney on a bit of a up and down performance in a game where they were smashed by the Cronulla Sharks, still got 59 points. So I like that as well. Didn't have too many tackle busts. Even Herbie Farnworth as well. Again, a guy that usually scores really, really well in those big performances, gets 100 plus in those big performances. In a game where he didn't go so well, only had 2 tackle busts to his name, didn't score a try, still got 75 points. So Herbie Farnworth proving that the price tag is definitely key. You compare that to, obviously, and I know it's a different position, but guys like Yo and Fafita as well, who had some big games in the back row and at lock. Both of those guys got 62, 68. Herbie Farnworth playing in the centres, didn't have too much of an impact on the game, still gets 75 points. So Herbie Farnworth definitely worth it there. We've got him in our flex at the moment. As I said, guys, no trades at the moment. The lockout period, for some reason, still... what does it say here? Yeah, the lockout period still hasn't ended yet, so we can't trade anyone yet, I don't think. We've got to wait for that lockout period to end. But certainly a great start for us. In round 1, 1,472. Really happy with this start. Excited as well for the next couple weeks. I will get a show later in the week if we do make any last minute trades and whatnot. Just thinking off the fly here, it'll probably be one SuperCoach show if we don't make any trades, just reviewing the round. And if we do make any trades, then we'll make another episode going through those trades and previewing the round for our SuperCoach side. So that's probably what the show dynamic that we're going to do here. I'm going to stick with Hines at captain as well. That worked out well for me. I'm going to stick with Payne Haas at vice at this stage. Played 80 minutes, got 68 points. That's something we didn't really talk about. Still good, to be fair, but you definitely want a little bit better than that for a guy that's playing 80 minutes and is the caliber of Payne Haas. Bulldogs have the bye. We don't have any Bulldogs in our team, so we should be good to go. Everyone's playing. Oh, yeah, no, we got Critter, but Critter will come straight out for either a Chester or a Marcassini, so we should be okay there. There you go, guys. That is your Supercoach review for round 1 on Plebs Playbook. You're going to get the show every week, once or twice a week, so make sure you subscribe to not miss out. We'll see you guys in the next one.